Welcome to the final week of Stage 1's key matches. There's a lot of important games coming up, and many of them will have a major impact on which teams make the Stage 1 playoffs. As usual, it'll be my job to recommend which games to watch. Before I get into things though, I just wanted to point out that there will be no weekday games on this week. I repeat, there will be no games on Thursday or Friday. Every match will be taking place on the weekend. Also, I'm going to try and predict who I think is going to win each game I talk about. A few people have recommended that I do this, so I'm going to give it a try. Now that I've gotten that out of the way though, let's get started. Starting with Saturday's games, every single game being played is extremely important. You don't want to miss any of them if you can. Game number 1 will be between the Paris Eternal and the Washington Justice. While I don't think this game will be very close, it's still worth keeping an eye on. Paris is still in the running for a Stage 1 playoff spot, but their chances are pretty slim at the moment. But they are technically still in the race, so it is important to watch how they do. A 2-3 record with a -7 map differential puts them in a really bad spot. They need to absolutely dominate the Justice and get a 4-0 victory to help improve that map differential. Winning big like this could also give them some needed confidence going into their match on Sunday. I'm going to say that the Eternal end up winning this game 3-1 to help keep their playoff hopes alive. Matchup number 2 is the Seoul Dynasty versus the London Spitfire. Both of these teams have a 3-3 record coming into their final game of the stage, and they both desperately need to win this game if they hope to have any sort of chances of making the stage playoffs. Seoul currently has a positive map differential, so a win for them could put them in a really good position to make the playoffs. London, on the other hand, well, they have a -1 map differential, so a clean 4-0 victory or a 3-1 at the very least is something they really need to make happen. There's a few other reasons to watch this game that go far beyond playoff implications though. Reason number 1 is that the Dynasty have never beaten the Spitfire before, so winning this wouldn't just give the team confidence, but it would also help them achieve some history. Maybe people will make fun of them less if they can finally prove they can beat another Korean powerhouse. Another reason I recommend watching this match is because of the recent lineup change that the Dynasty made. Seoul decided to bench Fissure, Munchkin, Michelle, and Jesse in favor of Marvel, Zumba, Toby, and Fitz. Will these players continue to be in the starting lineup, or was the Dynasty just trying to give their bench players some playtime against a bad team they knew they'd beat? We'll have to watch to find out. I'm going with London 3-2 in this one, by the way. This team is used to stepping up in the clutch, and the Dynasty, well, they've never been clutch when they needed to in the past. I think we continue to see that trend in this one. Moving on to matchup number 3, we have the Dallas Fuel versus the Boston Uprising. Playoff qualification is on the line in this one as well. All Dallas has to do is win this game, and they're in. A 5-2 record would clinch a playoff berth for them. Boston, on the other hand, is in 9th place and are on the outside looking in. Finishing off the stage at a 4-3 record with a positive map differential could be just the thing they need to propel them into the stage playoffs. I'm expecting this to be a really good game. Pay close attention to the flex support matchup between Uncle and Aim God, as well as the main tank battle between Fusions and OGE. This is one of my most anticipated matchups of the week, and I could not be more excited to watch it. I think Dallas wins 3-2 in a super intense match, allowing them to lock up a playoff spot. The final Saturday game has the Atlanta Reign taking on the Chengdu Hunters. The Reign's momentum came to a sudden stop last week after a crushing defeat at the hands of the LA Gladiators, and they'll be looking to get the ball rolling again with a win against the Hunters. Winning this one would put them at a 4-2 record with a solid map differential going into their final game on Sunday. I don't think this is a match that's going to be easy for them though. Chengdu is a very strange team. Some teams figure out their wacky comps and strategies very easily and just completely shut them down as a result, but then there's other teams that have a really tough time figuring them out. Chengdu has fought hard against some really good teams this stage. They managed to defeat the Guangzhou Charge, and they took the Vancouver Titans to a map 5. It's going to be interesting to see if the Reign are able to handle them. I'm picking the Reign to win this one though, 3-1. The Hunters might throw Atlanta off in the first map, but then I think after that the Reign recover and adjust, allowing them to take the W. Moving on to Sunday, we start things off with the Philadelphia Fusion and the Paris Eternal. If the Fusion win this game, then they're in. They'll clinch a playoff berth with a 5-2 record. If Paris is able to take care of business against the Justice and the Fusion this weekend, then they could just end up barely making it. The Eternal haven't looked that good recently, and Carpe is one of the last players you want to run into when your team is struggling. This game is winnable for the Eternal, but it won't be easy. It's crucial that Ben Best and Cruz win their respective matchups against Sato and Neptuno here if the Eternal want to increase their chances of winning this game. I think this match has the potential to be really good if the Eternal have a strong performance, but I just don't see them beating the Fusion. I'm going with a 3-1 Philly victory here. The Fusion have never lost a game this season when their lineup is at full strength, and I don't see that changing against a team that's been struggling lately. Game number 2 has the Houston Outlaws versus the Atlanta Reign, and this is looking pretty good too. The Outlaws are playing in a must-win game here. If they lose, then they'll be eliminated from playoff contention. They have to win this game pretty convincingly and hope that some of the other teams that are ahead of them in the playoff race play very poorly this weekend. The Zarya player and the supports on Houston need to play out of their minds in this one. Watch their performances in this game very closely. I get the feeling that they'll be the ones to decide who wins this game. If the Reign win both of their games this weekend, then they'll finish the stage off with a 5-2 record and will automatically clinch a playoff berth. I predict that Atlanta takes this one 3-1. I just don't trust the Outlaw support players. I don't see Ruckus and Boink outplaying Masa, Dogman, and Kodak. I also get the feeling that Houston won't have an answer for DeFran. Our final game of Week 5 between the Vancouver Titans and the Guangzhou Charge has the potential to be the best match of the weekend. The last time these two teams played each other, it was an absolute thriller, and there's a good chance we get more of that come this Sunday. The Charge just seem to be a really good match for this Vancouver squad, and it's going to be interesting to see if they perform as well as they did last time. This match has a lot more meaning for the Charge than it does for the Titans. They're sitting at 3-3 right now, and losing this game would most likely ruin their chances of qualifying for the stage playoffs. Here's our chance to see if this team is clutch or not. Looking at this from the Titans' point of view, it's more about deciding where they end up in the playoff seeding. If they win this game 4-0, then they'll take over the NYXL for first place since they'll have the better map differential. If they lose or win this game 3-2, then they'll finish in second. As much as I want to see the Charge win, I just don't think they pull it off. I think the Titans learn from their mistakes from the last time and take this match 3-1. Welp, that's all of them. Those are the matches that I recommend watching this weekend. We've got 2 super exciting days of Pro Overwatch coming up. So many teams are fighting for a playoff spot right now, and a bunch of these teams are looking to be pretty evenly matched on paper in their matchups. And with that being said, that's everything I've got for you guys today. Make sure to let me know what matches you're looking forward to down in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's content, then be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, this is ATP, signing out. Peace.